Hello neighbors, Bill here with Addicted to Tone Incorporated, also known as Mr. Takamine USA. Today I'm going to share with you some of what I refer to as the accidentals. These accidental things can make it seem like your G Series preamp is not working properly. I'm going to use the TK40, which is the most well-appointed G Series preamp Takamine offers. You notice that I have a TK40 and a TK40D. Now this is a constant source of confusion. Some of the older TK40Ds, the D stands for dual, and by dual I mean it has two pickup inputs. For guitars that would have a split saddle, you would have two separate inputs for the pickups. Now the older TK40D was not labeled with a D. Takamine didn't start doing that till they figured out it was causing a lot of confusion. See, there's dual inputs, but it's labeled TK40. Now here's TK40, and you see that it has only one pickup input. It's got a hole cut for the second input, but it's designed for the straight saddle. So that's one of the things that's real confusing for folks. If your guitar has a split saddle, you need a D designated preamp. D for dual. Not digital, but dual. Some people think the D is for digital. Okay, now a friend of mine, Rick, sent me these two preamps. He thought they were both defective, but they're not. Now here's one of the common accidentals I see once in a while. Now you notice the battery lid is upside down. Now there's no trouble with that really, except that he has also put his battery in backwards. Okay, I don't know if you can see in there or not, but the negative goes on the left, the positive on the right. So the battery should have been installed this way. Okay, now when you put a battery in backwards, you do run the risk of starting a fire if everything was just in the right place at the wrong time, so to speak. See, this battery's down to 1.6. Let's put a new battery in. Well, you should never say new battery. I know when you get them, they're new, but what we need is a fully charged battery. This battery's at 9.2. So let's put that in. Negative on the left, positive on the right. And we'll put the lid in right side up, and it'll snap in there a lot easier. Now one way you can check your preamp battery, and this will be true for any of the Takamine preamps, the tuner will come on even though there's nothing plugged into the back of the preamp. Okay, you just press the battery, and you notice the tuner's arrows tracking, trying to find something to tune. Let me do that again. I think my thumb was in the way. Let's put the battery in. Try to keep my thumb out of the way. Watch the battery LED light. It will light up. Got battery voltage, and you should be able to see these arrows tracking up and down. Okay, now here's a cool way. Now when it's doing that, you know that the preamp's getting voltage, operating voltage. A cool way you can check the tuner is to insert a pickup into it. The tuner is fed directly from the pickup, so sometimes I use a tuning fork to check. You notice this is the E. I've got a set of symphonically tuned tuning forks, and that's how I check the tuners sometimes. Here's an A. So you see that's working correctly. Now another one of the accidentals sometimes people do is they don't plug the pickup in all the way, and of course that will cause troubles. Now I've already checked this output jack assembly. So let's plug in the output jack assembly and run some test tone through it. Now again, if the output jack assembly is not plugged in all the way, that will cause you problems. I'm going to insert my test tones. A lot of time I get asked this question: where do I plug which pickup? Okay, it doesn't really matter. These are wired parallel, so you can plug either pickup into either input and be just fine. Okay. I'll start some pink noise here. Pink noise is a combination of all frequencies presented equally. Now this was another thing I noticed about his preamp when he sent it, was he said the EQ wasn't working. I actually had one of my clients call me frantic from a church one Sunday. He said his preamp worked fine the first service, but second service the EQ had stopped working, and he was just going crazy. But what he had done was he accidentally pressed the EQ bypass, and when you do that, it bypasses the EQ. So see, now you can hear it. Everything's working properly. Let's move on to the tuner. This is some of the tests I actually do on preamps before I ship them to folks, just to make sure everything's working properly. Okay, this will start tracking about I think A in the 3rd octave, 4th octave. Yeah, there we go. So tuner's working fine. Okay, we get the idea. But, you know, it won't work if you put that battery in upside down. Okay, those are some of the more common accidentals I see with the G Series preamps. Okay, keep playing. Talk to you later.